Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Chelsea, and here is another video. Today we're going to be looking at my July wrap up. Now, my reading has massively been going downhill, just in general, and I read 3 books this month. Started many more, but I read 3 books in total. I'm hoping that August is going to be a better month for me. That is why we are trying to pre-film as much as possible, so that I can spend more time reading and less time filming and editing, but we'll see how that goes. Right, let's just get straight on into it. The first book that I managed to finish in the month of July was none other than The Last Gift of the Universe. I was reading this for a special project, which you will see later on, hopefully in the month, if it all comes together. As of when I'm filming this, it's still up in the air, but you might see it. So this is a sci-fi, this is an indie, and I think it's a standalone. If it isn't, the sequel isn't out yet. So I gave this a 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. It's a really good short story, but it's not a short story, like a short novel kind of vibe. So in this book we are following our main characters, and there are 3 of them. One of which is an absolutely adorable ginger cat called Pumpkin. Has my heart. And our human main characters are none other than Scout and her brother Kieran, who are archivists. They are travelling the universe in search of caches and information about people who came before them, or aliens who came before them, should I say. And they stumble upon a cache that is rather valuable. The information that they find proves that this species knew what was killing the universe, and that Scout and her people are currently waiting to come and get them, essentially. And them finding this cache kind of sets off a race against some mercenaries who also stumble across this cache, and they want to obviously collect all the data, take it home to their planet, and then sell it to the highest bidder. And that is not what Scout wants to do. Scout wants to come to the bottom of this, and she wants to help her people. It's a really good story. It's amazing how fast it all comes together. The ending, I don't know, I kind of saw it coming. I do think Pumpkin kind of steals your heart. There are some twists and turns in this that I really enjoyed. Obviously, I gave it 4 stars, and I would actually highly recommend this. I also was gifted this by the lovely Kate, so thank you very much, Kate, for Christmas last year. So I'm so glad I read this and I tried it out. I thought it was really, really good. Then we go from that into a 2-star, which was none other than Fourth Wing. I'll put the cover here if you don't know what it is. Do I have to explain what Fourth Wing is about? Really? If you don't know what Fourth Wing is currently hyped beyond belief, in my opinion. I think it's pitched as a new adult, but in my opinion it is a YA with smutty scenes, hence why it has been boosted up to a new adult. I think that the world is incredibly intriguing. So our main character is called Violet, and she wants to have a nice quiet life. She wants to join the Scribe Quadrant. So in this world it's split up into 4s: Scribe, Healer, Rider, and I couldn't tell you what the 4th one is. I don't actually know if it was even mentioned, and if it was, I've missed it. But she wants to be a scribe, and her mother and her sister and her brother, I think, well no, her mother and her sister are both riders. Her brother died, and he is a rider, but he had like some really good power, and he died, unfortunately. But at the very start of this book, the thing I did enjoy was that straight away we're thrown into the world. Violet is told, no, you are going to be a rider. You need to go and complete all these tasks, because the way it works for riders is you basically have to do all these tasks, and if you make it out alive and you bond with a dragon, good for you. You're going to join the military and you're going to be a rider. I mean, I get it. It's a trial book. I thought I would enjoy that element. I mean, and I did enjoy that element. I did like those things. But if you loved this book, maybe skip ahead. And I'm really glad you enjoyed this book. I knew I wasn't going to absolutely love it, because I knew going into it there was a big focus on romance, and I'm not a fan of that anyways. We know that. Apparently I like it in some books when it's done to the way that I appreciate. There is enemies to lovers romance in this book. We meet, well, we're told at the start, stay away from this person. They are the rebel's kid, obviously we know they're going to be part of this romance. There is also a love triangle. There is a friend who I think is a terrible friend, because all he says throughout the whole book is, you need to go home, you can't do this, you're not strong enough, blah blah blah. It doesn't help her to become any better. He just put a strike against her name and says, no, you can't do this, you're not, insert word here, go home. And obviously she can't go home, because if she goes home, her mother will put her straight back into this whole trial period and she'll have to start again. So that also, I didn't gel with that. I didn't enjoy the love triangle. I didn't enjoy certain smut elements of this book, if I'm honest. And if you want more spoilery thoughts, I'll leave Johan's link down below to his video. He reads this book, and it's Library of a Viking, if you did not know. I really enjoyed his vlog version of this. He rants quite well as well, in my opinion. His link will be down below. Make sure you check it out if you want another thing. But there is a point in the book that he references that I also was like, what the heck is this? So yeah, overall, to cut this rant short, overall I enjoyed the world. I thought the world was really interesting. I wish we learnt more about the world. I really enjoyed the rebel ideas. So there are rebel kids in this school. I really enjoyed like kind of getting to know them. There were some characters I absolutely adored. One of them being Liam, and one of them being, I think his name, what was his name? I can't remember, but he was like the comedy element, which I actually quite enjoyed. There were many things I did not like. There were many characters I wanted to punch, but I read it. I can't understand the hype myself personally, but I'm glad so many people are loving this book. I possibly will read the sequel because there was a twist at the end, but I don't think I'll buy a physical copy. I don't own a physical copy. I was listening to it on Scribd. I think I would listen to it on Scribd again. That is my rant. My rant over for that one. And then the final book that I managed to finish this month is none other than The Burning God. So I've officially finished this trilogy. I'm so happy. I do want to reread it, not anytime soon, but I do want to reread it all physically, because I read The Dragon Republic and The Burning God via Scribd as well, and I enjoyed listening to them audibly, but again, I think I pick more up when I read physically. It just takes me a bit more time. I gave this 4 stars. I think it's a really good way to round out the trilogy. I loved reading from Rin. I love watching her character carry on. I love that there is still the morally grey in this. I love that it feels quite realistic to how she's 21 in this book, how a 21-year-old would react to war and how she would choose to do certain things. I think that's done really well in this book. I love other characters that I don't really want to mention because I think that'll spoil it for the other books if you realise that they've made it this far. And I also love that we get more context and backstory for another character and their god in this book. There is also more context and backstory for many other gods in this book, which I think is fantastic, and I really enjoy that. And I loved seeing how different gods interact with different people, because the premise of this is that obviously that Rin in the first book manages to call down the phoenix, but the gods react to different parts of you. So if you go in there wanting one thing, a certain god will approach you and say, well, I can do this, or I can make sure that that never happens to you again, and then you kind of take in their different elements, which is really intriguing, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm so glad that I managed to finish this one as well. I'm hoping, like I said, that this month is a better month for me reading wise and I managed to finish more books. I hope I kind of fall in love with reading again. I seem to be struggling with that a little bit for whatever reason. I'm not too sure if it's like attention span or temperature or weather or work stress or what, but yeah, I'm hoping I kind of fall in love with reading again, and I would really appreciate it if I did. But that is everything for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Really supports me and my channel. Leave me a comment down below of your favourite book that you read in the month of July. Mine was... I don't really think I have a favourite, if I'm honest. If I did, I think it would be The Burning God, because it's rounded out a series. I feel like I've completed something, and that is a really good sense of achievement, and it's a big chunky book to be fair as well, so I'm glad that I've rounded that out. If you don't want to leave me a comment and you just want to leave me an emoji, leave me any let's go with birds because Rin calls down the phoenix. Yeah, let's do that. Or any fire emojis because the phoenix likes to burn things. Yeah, do that. And if you want to see more of me, please consider subscribing down below and ring that notification bell to get notified every single time I upload new videos. I'm uploading every single day in the month of August, so make sure you do that and stick around for more content. And if you have enjoyed what you've seen so far, then definitely come back tomorrow and I'll see you then. Bye.